Your coworker just closed on a 3-bedroom house. You know the one. They will not stop showing you pictures of the granite countertops during lunch. Every single day. Oh, look at the backyard. Oh, check out the walk-in closet. Oh, you have to see the master bathroom. Yeah, we get it. Congratulations. You bought a house. Can we talk about something else now? Their combined household income is maybe $120,000 a year. Not exactly rolling in it. You make $75,000. You are responsible. You have 0 credit card debt. You pack your own lunch like a grown adult. You track your spending. You do everything the personal finance gurus tell you to do. Everything right. And yet, somehow, you are paying $1,800 a month to live in a 1-bedroom apartment where the kitchen is basically a hallway. You can touch both walls if you stretch your arms out. Your dining room is a folding table wedged between the couch and the window. The closet fits about 4 shirts and a dream. Meanwhile, their mortgage on that massive 3-bedroom house with the granite countertops in the backyard and the 2-car garage is $1,600 a month. Less than your rent. Let that sit for a second. Let that really sink in. You ask yourself the same question every single month. What am I doing wrong? You scroll through your bank statements at midnight. You cancel another streaming subscription. You skip dinner out with friends because you are trying to be responsible. You wonder if maybe you should have picked a different career, a different city, a different life. But here is the spoiler alert. And I need you to really hear this one. You are not doing anything wrong. It is not your spending habits. It is not your avocado toast. It is not your morning coffee. It is the math. Plain and simple, it is the math. And the math has been rigged against single people since before you were born. I am Uncle Chan. And if you have ever looked at your bank account and felt like the system is working against you, hit subscribe and smash like if this helps. Because today, we are going to calculate something I call the singles tax. I am going to show you, line by line, exactly how much extra money you are hemorrhaging every single year, simply because you do not have a partner to split bills with. And then, more importantly, I am going to show you how to hack a system that was never, ever designed for you. Grab a calculator. You are going to need it. Let us start with the single biggest wealth destroyer in your life: housing. This one alone is enough to make you want to flip a table. If you are single in America right now, you need a place to live. That is not optional. A 1-bedroom apartment in a decent city, not Manhattan, not San Francisco, just a normal, livable city with decent jobs, costs about $1,800 a month. That is the national average for anywhere you would actually want to build a life. Now here is where it gets interesting. A 2-bedroom apartment in the exact same building, same neighborhood, same zip code, costs about $2,400 a month. Not double, just a few hundred more. Here is the math that nobody ever talks about. A couple moves into that 2-bedroom apartment. They split $2,400 right down the middle. Each person pays $1,200. They each get their own space, a shared living room, a real kitchen, maybe even a balcony. You, the single person, are paying $1,800 for your 1-bedroom with the hallway kitchen. They are each paying $1,200 for more space, more comfort, and more money left over at the end of the month. Let me say that one more time so it really lands. You are paying 50% more for 50% less space. That is not a typo. That is not an exaggeration. That is your reality every single month. That difference is $600 a month. $600 that your married friends are putting into savings, into retirement funds, into index funds that compound year after year. $600 a month that you are essentially lighting on fire just to have a roof over your head. Over a full year, that is $7,200. Gone. Not because you made a bad decision, not because you are irresponsible, but because the housing market prices everything assuming 2 incomes walk through the door, and you only have 1. That is not a lifestyle choice. That is a structural penalty, and it is only the beginning. Now let us talk about food, because this one is going to make you angry in a completely different way. The entire grocery economy is built on bulk. Everything is cheaper when you buy more of it. The family pack of chicken breasts costs 30% less per pound than the single serving pack sitting right next to it on the same shelf. The big bag of rice is half the price per ounce compared to the small one. The jumbo pack of toilet paper, the gallon jug of olive oil, all of it is dramatically cheaper per unit when you buy in volume. But you cannot buy it, because you are one person. That family pack of chicken, it will rot in your refrigerator before you finish it. The giant bag of spinach? It turns into green liquid by Wednesday. The bulk strawberries go fuzzy before the weekend even arrives. So what do? You do what every single person in America does. You buy the small portions, the single servings, the pre-packaged, pre-portioned, overpriced convenience options that the grocery store has conveniently placed at eye level just for you. You pay what I call the convenience premium, and that premium exists for one reason. You are shopping solo in an economy built for families. The data backs this up. Single people spend roughly $450 a month on food per person. Couples spend about $300 per person. That gap is $150 every single month. That is another $1,800 a year. Gone. Just because you do not have someone to share a grocery run with. $1,800 on top of the $7,200 you are already losing on housing. We are at $9,000 now, and we have not even talked about the really painful stuff yet. Let us talk about insurance. Car insurance companies charge single people more. Why? Because according to their actuarial tables, married people are statistically more responsible drivers. You are literally subsidizing the discount that married people receive. You are paying more so they can pay less. Health insurance follows the same pattern. Employer plans for families often come at a lower per-person cost than individual plans. The entire insurance industry rewards coupling up. Every product, every tier, every calculation favors the household over the individual. And then there is the big one. The one that stings the most because it is baked directly into the law of the land. The tax code. The IRS does not care about you if you are single. That is not an opinion. That is not a hot take. That is policy written into the code in black and white. The standard deduction for a single filer in 2026 is approximately $15,000. For a married couple filing jointly, roughly double that, around $30,000. Now here is the part that really hurts. If one person in a married couple loses their job, the other income supports the household. The surviving paycheck keeps paying the mortgage, keeps the lights on, keeps food on the table. Their tax bracket adjusts. They have a safety net built directly into the structure of their relationship. If you lose your job, you hit zero. Immediately. There is no backup income. There is no second paycheck arriving in 2 weeks. There is no cushion. You carry 100% of the financial risk with absolutely none of the tax advantages that come with partnership. 100% of the risk. 0% of the structural benefits. So let us do the final math. When you combine housing, food, insurance, taxes, and the exposed financial risk, estimates show the singles tax costs the average American roughly $14,000 to $15,000 per year compared to their married counterpart. $15,000 every single year, year after year after year. That is a brand new Honda Civic every 2 years. That is a solid down payment on a starter home every 3 years. That is the difference between building real wealth and treading water paycheck to paycheck. And it is being silently extracted from your bank account every single month without anyone ever sitting you down and telling you it exists. No financial advisor mentions it. No school teaches it. No politician campaigns on it. It is the most expensive bill you pay every month, and it does not even show up on a single statement. So now you know, the game is rigged. The system was not built for you. It was built for households, for couples, for 2 incomes sharing one set of expenses. The question is, what do you do about it? Do you go out and marry someone you do not even like just to save on rent? No, that is a terrible idea. A bad marriage will cost you way more than $15,000 a year. Trust me, what you do is stop playing the game by single-player rules. You think like a strategist. You artificially create a household economy, even if you do not have a partner. You build the financial structure of a 2-income life using nothing but creativity and discipline. Here is exactly how you do it. Strategy number 1, the roommate strategy, even at 30.
But Uncle Chan, I am 32 years old. I am not going back to having a roommate like I am in college again.
I hear you. I know what you are thinking. I completely understand that feeling. But let me ask you one honest question. What is more important to you right now, in this moment? Your pride or your financial freedom? Because here is the reality. If you live in a high-cost city like New York, Austin, Los Angeles, or Seattle, getting a roommate saves you roughly $12,000 a year. $12,000. That is not pocket change. That is real life-changing money. Take that $12,000 every single year and put it into an S&P 500 index fund. With average historical returns, in 10 years, that one sacrifice alone puts you on a completely different financial trajectory. One decision. Roommate now. Freedom later. Nobody is going to judge you for having a roommate at 32. And even if they do, their opinion does not pay your bills and it does not fund your retirement. Swallow your pride. Buy your freedom. It is a trade worth making. Strategy number 2. The shadow household. Stop shopping alone. Find 2 or 3 other single friends. People you trust. People who also eat food and use toilet paper. Split a Costco membership 3 ways. That is $20 each per year. One person does the weekly run. They buy the bulk chicken, the giant pack of paper towels, the 20-pound bag of rice. Then you meet up and divide everything evenly. Split it in the parking lot if you have to. You get the family discount without the family. You get the bulk pricing without the waste. You hack the grocery economy the same way couples do naturally, but you do it intentionally. You do it strategically. It sounds small, but saving $150 a month on groceries is $1,800 a year. That is a round-trip flight to Europe. That is 3 months of emergency fund savings. That is breathing room in a budget that has none. Strategy number 3. House hacking. This is the ultimate cheat code. If you can scrape together a down payment, and you might be able to do this with an FHA loan requiring only 3.5% down, buy a duplex. A small 2-unit property in a neighborhood with solid rental demand. Live in one unit. Rent out the other. Your tenant becomes your financial partner. They pay half your mortgage every month, maybe more. In some markets, the rental income from one unit covers the entire mortgage, and you are essentially living for free. As a single person, in a property you own that is building equity for your future. This is the only reliable way to completely neutralize the housing cost disadvantage without getting married. You are not splitting bills with a spouse. You are splitting bills with the real estate market. And the real estate market does not care about your relationship status. It does not care if you leave the dishes in the sink. It just cares about the rent check clearing on the 1st of every month. House hacking is not easy. I am not going to pretend it is. It requires research, discipline, and a willingness to be a landlord, to fix a leaky faucet at 10 p.m., to screen tenants and handle the occasional headache. But if you can pull it off, it is hands down the single most powerful financial move a solo earner can make in this economy. So let me bring this all together. The system assumes you are a couple. It prices housing for 2 incomes. It packages groceries for families. It writes tax policy for joint filers. It calculates insurance for married households. Every layer of the American economic system is optimized for partnership. If you are single, you are not playing the same game as your married friends. You never were. You are playing on hard mode with the difficulty cranked all the way up and nobody ever bothered to tell you. So stop beating yourself up because you cannot afford the house your coworker bought. Stop scrolling through their social media posts of the new kitchen and wondering what is wrong with you. Stop comparing your bank account to people who have a built-in structural advantage that you simply do not have. They are not smarter than you. They are not more disciplined. They are playing a completely different game with completely different rules and a completely different set of economic advantages working in their favor. Recognize the tax. See it for what it is. A structural penalty, not a personal failure, not a character flaw. Then hack the system. Get a roommate if you need to. Build a shadow household for groceries. Look into house hacking when you are ready. Stop playing defense and start playing offense. You did not choose to be penalized for being single, but you can choose how you respond to it. Build your own safety net. Create your own household economy. Optimize for your reality, not the reality the system was designed for. I'm Uncle Chan. If this video woke you up, if this changed how you're going to think about money, hit that subscribe button right now, because I make videos every week about the psychology and the math of money that nobody else is talking about. I'll see you in the next one.